All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. And thank you for joining me for today's and this week's Tuesday tip at 2. Number one, what I need you guys to do is go ahead, like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you. I actually noticed that I had some new subscribers. Yes, I was going to say subscriptions, but it is subscribers. So thank you so much for liking. I did get a new comment on an older video, and thank you for that. I appreciate it. I hope you hit the subscribe button. So you can get all continued updates and notifications. I often, as of lately, have been doing a lot more shorts. YouTube shorts have become a thing. So I've been doing more of that. And so that's awesome. Listen, what I also need you to do is to like my other social media outlets. I appreciate you guys who are on YouTube, who have subscribed and liked my things, but I also want you to see other content that I'm putting out there um, that is helpful, informational, and just, something you might want to follow and check out. So on most social, pretty much all my social media outlets, I am at djmrealty, at djmrealty. Okay. So let's dive into it. Today, I'm talking about some tips. You're out there, you're searching, you're looking, and this could be, I hope this helps anybody, whether you're my client or not. I want this to help you. When you're out there, you're searching homes, you're like, what's out here on the market? And a lot of times, clients, my poor buyers, will get the pump fake in regards to houses that are on the market. They're looking at these videos, of course, clients and all buyers, right? You're excited, you're pre-approved, you're excited to look and go house hunting and seeing what's out there on the market. And you see the pictures and they're amazing, right? And then it's like, wait, you get there, you call me or you call your real estate agent, you're like, this is the one. This house is amazing, right? I looked it up. I looked it up online. I looked it up online. I saw the house and I'm like, this is it. This is amazing. I saw the pictures and I'm in love now. And then you get there, right? And it is not a sight for sore eyes, right? It is not an exciting experience because you're just let down, right? So today I'm going to give you some tips so you're not completely disappointed. And so you know what you're walking into. You know how to look at um, these pictures in a way that when you get there, you're actually like, okay, this is what more so what I expected, right? So let's walk through some tips. I'm going to do a split screen right now. All right. So I already have opened this amazing looking property. Okay. So the way that I search properties is, I'm a PA realtor servicing the Philly and surrounding suburbs. So I really just pulled up some local properties that's on the MLS. Okay. That's all I did. I didn't go searching. These are, kind of active right now. So if you're interested in any of these listings that I'm showing right now, they're actually active right now as of today, 2/15/2022. So if you're watching this around that time frame, these are active right now. Okay. So this particular property, okay, come on. Clearly, let's start with the fact of understanding how to know the difference between a professional photo. This is a professionally done photos here, right? They look beautiful. Look at that. I mean, come on. And it's a stunning property, right? Which is helpful as well. But these are clearly professionally done photos, right? So this is what you're looking at. I don't see anything wrong going on here, right? Uh-oh, I clicked off it by accident. I'm gonna go backwards. Um, there we go. Come on, come back to me. Let's go this way. There we go. So beautifully done photos, no problems here. They're professional grade. So you'll see this, and I feel like nothing wrong with it. The one thing I will point out with a professionally done photo is that a lot of time you have wide angle shots, right? So this particular shot looks like it's probably a wide angle shot, which is nothing wrong with that. But just keep in mind that it may make the space and the room appear bigger to the eye than what it actually is, right? So it's nothing wrong with professional photos. It's nothing wrong with a wider angled shot. It's just that it may feel and appear bigger in the photo than when you get there it actually is. Okay? So these are beautiful, beautiful property. If you're interested, let me know. So this property is in Conshohocken. Another property I wanted to quickly look at, I think this one was a nice one as well. Again, professionally shot property, beautiful property, right? And again, it's a wider angled lens that the professional photographer is using. Okay, and it's bright, it's beautiful, it's stunning, right? And so always remember, just not to judge a house by a photo. That's my first tip for you. Do not judge a house by the photo. Another example I did want to give. Now, this one is a beautiful one as well. This one, as you can see, these pictures here, again, this is a wide angle lens, okay? And a regular home. But what I would point out about this particular home is that it looks great. Professional photos look fantastic, but probably when we get there, that kitchen is going to be a little bit tight. So if you're one who was looking for a bigger kitchen, this is something that you might want to consider, right? That even though the pictures look fantastic and everything like that, if you're looking for a property where you either want it to be open or you just want a bigger sized kitchen, even though it's a wide angle lens, it's a great shot. This is likely in real life not going to be a kitchen for you because it's going to be a bit too narrow on the smaller side. Now, if you're, fine with the kitchen, that's absolutely fine too. But understanding when you're looking at these photos and you're looking, you have your own preferences and deal breakers and things of that nature. These are things that you have to consider. This is a great photo, great shot, overall great looking home. But if you're looking for that big, show stopping kitchen, this particular house probably won't be the thing for you. But because you're looking at the photos and everything else and the price and the area and all those things, you're going to overlook it. But then when you get there, you're going to be like, no, I didn't like it. Well, us getting there, scheduling the showing could have been prevented, right? If you're looking at the pictures, right? And you kind of realize, I don't know. If I really look at this, the right way, the way that I'm teaching you to look at it, it's probably not going to be what I'm looking for, right? So that's that for that one. Now, let's go to the other spectrum of examples. So we have a property here, and this is a decent looking property. It's just not professional photos, is all. Right? Some of the pictures might look a little bit fuzzy. Um, you know, it's newer property. I would venture to say that when you walk into this property, it actually would show well when you're there, but it does not show well when you're looking at these pictures. So, when we're talking about photos can be deceiving, that can go both ways. You can see, just like I showed you, some show stopping photos that look amazing, and those properties were good looking, right? But it can work the other way where you can see a decent property here. I think this is a decent property. Any first time home buyer would love it. But because of the photos, you may be able to see past the photos and you may not, right? Everybody's different, right? So those are things that you have to consider. You might see these photos and be like, I don't know, it doesn't seem as good as, the photos aren't, giving it the just due, right? You look at this, it's kind of fuzzy. And you may not notice any of this. You may look past all of it, but to each his own. Everybody's different. I've definitely seen people pass up on properties, because I'll look at something and I'll be like, oh, this is actually a decent looking thing, and clients have glossed over it because the pictures aren't as appealing. And I've seen properties that have really great pictures, but when you really look at it, the property is like not the best looking thing, right? So those are things to consider. Another thing to consider is going by the square footage of a property. Like I said before, you going by the details is important. It's so important because you may be looking at a property and it is not the size that you think it is, again, because of those wide angles. Pay attention to the details. Look at this. It has filters on it. Now, I don't know what's going on with this hazy filter, but it makes me nervous. It makes me nervous when filters like this have to be used, because what are we not seeing, right? And again, this could very well be a great property. For the most part, it looks very decent. But then when you get there, you might see some details that you know, don't particularly like. So zoom in, search, make sure you're keeping an eye out on what you're seeing. Let's look at this property here. No, I saw that one. Another thing, a pet peeve of mine, staged properties that are photoshopped. This is clearly a photoshopped pictures. Look, this just looks like it's, I don't know if anybody knows about these, but a Sims video game. That's what this looks like. Right now, some people like it. It gives them an idea of what the space will look like, but it can also be distracting, right? Again, this is professionally done, which is fantastic. Um, Decent property, looks like they did a very good job. But also just keep in mind that sometimes you'll see these Photoshop things and it's not staged, it's not what you're getting. It can help you imagine a space. For some people, it can be distracting, right? So those are things as well to consider. I'm gonna start from the beginning. So you go to google.com. As soon as you put it in, or you can just put it in the browser here. As soon as you put it in, this is what comes up on Google, right? So what you want to do is the street view. So you want to do the street view, and you want to see what the area looks like. This is such a helpful thing to do. A lot of times I'll have clients and you know, they're like, oh, I love this property, I love that. And then we get on the block or in the neighborhood and they do not like it, right? But it's a fantastic house. So this is something that you have to do, okay? Especially if you're one who's not familiar with the area, if you're relocating, anything like that. And what's great about it is that, you know, you click on the street and you're able to see the area, right? You're able to see if you kind of like it or not. Now, you should still drive. You should still, you know, go there during the day, go there at nighttime, all those things. But if you're in a scenario, which, you know, this market is hot, and you're in a scenario that maybe you can't get there right away, everybody's working, all that other stuff. This is a way where you can get a feel for the neighborhood, get a feel for what's going on, and if it's something that you would like, without having to go out there, especially if you're trying to see multiple properties and stuff. So you can't go out there anytime, right? So that is a way that I encourage my clients to search as well. Okay. So I think that was pretty much it. Those are all the properties. I think this was just as another example. It got a little filter on there, but I think this is a regular. Yeah, this is another property where I think it's a decent property, good looking property. It was taken with a regular camera, which is fine, but sometimes this is not wide angle. This is just regular. Um, Again, sometimes photos may not do a property justice. These floors look fantastic, but one person may see the floors and may see this property and be like, wow, these pictures look great, or this house looks great. And another person might see it and may not be as wow because they're used to professional photos, right? So that's why it's so important to just look, see, and to be sure that you are looking at the details. So that is all. Again, some tips. Never judge a photo by its cover. You know, wide lens cameras, they make everything look fantastic. Be sure to look at the details of a house, zoom in if you need to. Also consider square footage. Let me go back here one more time. Wherever you're looking, there should be, if you look right, I don't know. Let's see. There we go. My mouse. If you're if I'm sending you uh properties, you need to look at, of course, the bedrooms, the baths, but you need to look at above grade square footage. It is important to look at that because, and as you start, and a lot of times I'll say it this way, you're not going to know what square footage. You're like, what? I don't. Some people don't know, right? I don't know what this square footage means. I don't know how big the rooms are going to be in comparison to the square footage. When you start going on showings, right? You ask if this, when you're at that house, what's the square footage of the house? Or, maybe you already know. If you see that on the paperwork that you have, or on the information that you have, that it's 1,500 square feet, for example, and you go to that house and it feels very small, then that's not the square footage that you want. If it feels small for what you're looking for, then you know that, okay, 1,500 is too small. I need to probably shoot for something that's 1,800 or 2,000 square feet. Right. And so you kind of work it from there. So when you are perusing other properties, you'll know, hey, I went to a 1,500 square foot property before and it felt too small. Right. I need to look at stuff that's more than that. So understanding the details, looking at the whole picture, zoom in on details, and also what's important is to Google search the areas, the block. If it's a nice looking block that you like, if it's an area, um, you know, that you like, the streets, all that good stuff, it's important to look at them. I hope that was helpful to you. And listen, if you are interested in looking at those houses or any other homes, you can go to book.djmrealtyco.com. Again, that is book.djmrealtyco.com. And we can get you pre approved, looking for a house. Or if you're interested in selling your house and you want to make sure that you get the photos that will help sell it, you can also contact me in regards to that. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's and this week's Tuesday Tip or Two. Remember, there is no place like home, no place like home buying, and I'll see you next time.